Okay, our first assignment should have this sheet of paper. It's also on the Google Docs, and you also have a notebook. Okay, so on the notebook you put 1.1, okay? And what you're going to do, when you hand this in tomorrow, I want to see the notes along with your assignment. Okay, I want the notes handed in so I can see who's actually taking notes in class, who wasn't, okay? Alright, what we have here are, from here down to here, before it says word examples, you have the 4 basic operations in algebra and any kind of math. You got addition, subtraction, multiplication, division. Those are your 4 most basic operations. Underneath are words that represent each operation. So addition, more than, sum, plus, subtraction, minus, less than, multiplication, product, twice, that means multiply by 2. Fraction of, here's what that means. If it says 1/2 of something, that means times 1/2. Division, you got quotient divided by. So here are the examples. You need to write an algebraic expression for each word phrase. So here's what you're going to do with your paper. Split the paper in half vertically, and split it in half horizontally. So there's 4 squares. Now you're going to make 8 squares by going like this and like this. It doesn't have to be beautiful. Each square is where we work through each problem. So the first problem says x minus 4. It's a pretty easy one. So out of those words we went over, we see minus. Well, that means subtraction, obviously. So we put a subtraction sign, x minus 4. That's all you do. Okay, next one, 4 more than p. Okay, well, you got more than. Underline it, and that means addition. So 4 plus p. Okay, next one, the product of 25 and m. Okay, what word do we have? Well, we got product. Product means multiplication, but I do not want to see an x. Never use an x for multiplication in algebra class. You need to use a dot. And then 25 and m. Now, when you have a dot, only when you have a dot, you eliminate the dot in your final answer by just writing it as 25m. Okay? You only do that little stunt with the dot, nothing else. Okay, the quotient of n and 16. Okay, underline quotient. Now what does quotient mean? Well, that means division. Now, I don't want to see that, okay, in division. That's not going to be how algebra we do things. Division, just make a simple little line, okay? That means divided by. Now, since n comes before 16, we got to put the n on top, the 16 on the bottom. Because it matters what you put on top and bottom. Because if I have 8 divided by 4 and 4 divided by 8, the answers are totally different. 8 divided by 4 is 2. But if I take 4 and divide it by 8, that's 0.5. Okay? So you don't have to write that down. Okay? I'm just illustrating you. When you use the line, whatever comes first goes on top. Whatever comes second goes on bottom. Okay. Next one. The sum of 20 twice a number w. Okay, well, I've got the word sum. I've also got the word twice. That's 2 words. Now, listen to this so you don't get it mixed up. When you have more than one operation, which we have here, with those 2 words, we have 2 operations. If you don't see any commas, work your way backwards. Do the twice first, okay? Twice means multiplication. Put a dot, like we said. And you always put a 2 in front, because twice means 2 and w. So again, I did that one first, because I saw no commas in the phrase, okay? No commas means we go backwards. And then sum means plus, addition, 20. Now get rid of the dot and just put 2w plus 20. Okay, next one. A number t divided by 82. So we just have one word this time, divided by. Remember, make the line. Don't put a division sign, just make the line. T goes on top because it comes first, 82 goes on the bottom. Okay, next one. 6.7 more than the product of 5 and n. Okay. So what words do we have? Well, we have more than. It means addition. We have product. That means multiplication. Okay. So again, work your way back. You don't have commas, so you do product first. So dot, and then afterwards, product of what? Well, 5 and n. So 5 n. Then more than. So more than means plus, and you put the 6.7. Okay. Now, remove the dot from the expression. 5n plus 6.7 is your answer. Okay, next one. 20.25 less than the product of 25 and y. Okay. So what do we have? We have less than, we have product. Okay. Again, work your way backwards because you don't have commas. So do product first. It means times. Product of what? Well, 25 and y. So we got 25y. Less than, that means minus. Put it after what you have down, 20.25. Less than stands for subtraction. Okay, so 25y minus 20.25. Remove the dot. Okay, get that out of there. Okay, next problem. Make your boxes down the middle into 4. Just like that. Okay. We have next one, we have 8 less than the product of 9 and r. Okay. Well, we have less than and we have product. Okay. Those are the two words we're dealing with. No commas, so I do product first. Product of what? 9 and r, so 9r. Okay, and then less than. Less than means minus, so we just put minus 8. Get your dot out of there, so it's just 9r minus 8. Okay, next problem. 10 more than 2/5 of b. So we have more than. Now there's a second operation too. Remember, that's what this fraction with the of after it means. Okay, so just underline that. So we're going to do the fraction of first. Okay, again, we work backwards because there's no commas. So times dot, because that's what that stands for. Put the 2/5 in front, and then the b, and then 10 more than, so plus 10 behind it. Okay, get rid of your dot, so it just says 2/5 b plus 10. Okay, next one. The sum of 20 and x, comma, plus 18. Now that comma is important. We have two words. We have sum and we have plus. Okay, they both mean addition, but more importantly, when I have a comma within the expression, which I do, I don't go backwards, I go forward. Okay, so I'm going to do sum first because there's a comma within the expression. You work it forwards. So sum means plus. Sum of what? 20 and x. So 20x. Then plus 18. So again, with commas you go forward. Without the commas you go backwards. With commas you go forward. Okay, next one. The quotient of 18 and the product 3 and x. Okay, well, we have quotient and we have product, 2 words, okay? No commas, so we're going to do the product of the second one first. So product means multiplication, put a dot. Product of what? 3 and x. Now quotient means division, and it's going to be division with the 18, but the 18 comes before this stuff, so 18's got to be on top of our line, and then we're good, okay? Because it comes first. So remove the dot, 18 divided by 3x. Okay, and then the last one of these buggers, the quotient of 30 and the product of 2 and w. So again, we have quotient and product. Okay, we don't have any commas, so we're going to do product first. Product of what? 2 and w. Just like that. Quotient. Again, quotient means division, so we're going to draw a line, but we've got to be careful. It's going to be the division goes with the 30, but the 30's got to be on top because it comes first. So it's 30 divided by 2 dot w. Now remove your dot, so it's 30 divided by 2w. Okay, that's the end of that. Now here's the next example. We have these tables. We have to find out what goes in the blank box. Well, on vacation, you rent a car. You pay $25 per day to rent the car. There's also a $50 sign-up fee. Fill in the blank box with an algebraic expression. So if you camp for 1 day, you got to pay your $50 sign-up plus $25 times 1 because it's 1 day. Camp for 2 days, you got to pay your $50 sign-up fee plus 25 times 2 because you're camping for 2 days. $50 sign-up plus 25 times 3. So what these letters actually mean, they represent a number. It could be any number. That's what it's called, a variable. Okay, the letter in algebra is known as a variable. That's what it's called. So all you do, well, if 1 day is 25 times 1, so we know we're going to have a 50 here. And then a 25, but instead of giving us a number for the days, they just give us a variable. So instead of 25 times 1, 2, 3, we put 25 times d. Now get rid of the dot. You can keep the parentheses if you want. You don't really have to, but I shouldn't see the dot. It should be 50 plus 25d. So really pretty easy there. Okay, at a car dealership, a salesperson earns a weekly base pay of $500. They're also paid $200 for each car they sell. Fill in the blank with an algebraic expression. Okay, so these guys sell 5 cars. They make $500 for their base pay plus $200 times 5 because 5 cars. Turn it over. $500 plus 200 times 10 cars. And then $500 plus 200 times 15. So again, it's like the last problem. We make our $500 always. That's a constant. And then the 200, since it's a variable there instead of an actual number, we put C. So it's 500 plus 200C. Okay, now the next one's a little bit more difficult. Find out what goes there. There'll be no variables in this. Well, there is a variable. The table shows the amount of money made for the given amount of hours worked. Fill in the blank with an algebraic expression. So if they work 1 hour, they pay $14. If they work 2 hours, they get paid $28. 3 hours, they get paid $42. So H hours, what would I write there? Well, here's what we have to do to figure it out. We need to develop a pattern. A pattern involving either plus, minus, times, or division. Okay, one of those 4. Let's see if plus works. What could you add to 1 to get to 14? Well, it's 13. But is 2 plus 13 going to be 28? No, it's not. So plus is out the window. So get rid of that plus right there. That doesn't work. Doesn't make any sense. Now minus makes no sense because obviously 1 minus what's 14? Yeah. Okay. Now times. 1 times what number is 14? Well, it'd be 14. Now is 2 times 14 28? I think it is. 3 times 14, oh, let's see a calculator. You bet, that's 42. So yeah, that's the pattern. It's multiplication by 14 every time. So h times 14, but we want to eliminate the dot, but when we eliminate the dot, we got to put the number first. The 14 goes first, followed by the h. Don't write h14, okay? Always put the number first. So 14h is the answer to that problem. Okay. Okay, you and some friends are going to a baseball game. Each ticket costs, in this next example, has a part A and a part B. You and some friends are going to a baseball game. Each ticket costs $16.50. If n is the number of tickets purchased, write an expression that gives a total cost of n tickets. Okay, let's do some thinking now. Instead of this being a variable, let's pick a number between 1 and 5. Let's pick 2. So if we buy 2 tickets, what would you do to find the total cost? Well, you'd multiply. You'd take $16.50 times 2. But 2 is not there. It's a variable instead. So it's 16.50 times n. That's the answer. Okay? You need to remove the dot, so it's 1650 n. Okay, now part B, we don't need the variable. Suppose the cost of n tickets is $49.50. What's the total cost if one more ticket is purchased? Now I don't need to use a variable here because I bought a bunch of tickets so far for $49.50. I'm going to buy one more ticket. Well, I know that one more ticket's $16.50. So there's no need to have that variable in there, and we can just find the answer right now. 49.50 times 16.50, and that's $66. So again, I just need to know the total cost, okay? Okay, then the last problem. Volunteering, Serena and Tyler are wrapping gift boxes at the same pace. This problem's just like this problem, except it won't be multiplication as the pattern. You're looking for a pattern, so you know what to put in that last box. They're wrapping gift boxes at the same pace. Serena starts first. Write an algebraic expression that represents the number of boxes Tyler will have wrapped when Serena has wrapped X boxes. So, plus, minus, times, divide. You obviously know to get from 2 to 0, you wouldn't add, okay? But you could subtract. 2 minus what's 0, okay? Well, I think it's 2. 3 minus 2. If I take 3 minus 2, is that 1? You bet. 4 minus 2, is that 2? You bet. So it's x minus 2, and that's the answer. Now keep it as x minus 2. Don't write 2 minus x. That's only a rule for multiplication when you put the number first before the letter. Okay, that's only for the dot. Okay, if it's any other operation, times, or the plus, minus, divide, whatever. Okay. Okay, now what you do is you go to your next page, split the boxes, and then you're going to do go to page 7 in your textbook, and you just put number 10 right there. That's where I'll look for that answer. 12 there, 14, 16, and you don't have to number it all before you start. That's just how I want it laid out. Okay, let me know if you have any questions.